Yo, what's poppin' everyone? It's your boy T-Dog, and today I'm gonna be reviewing Yu Yu Hakusho. But wait a minute, hold up. For those of you who don't know, Yu Yu Hakusho is drawn and written by the same mangaka that does Hunter x Hunter, one of my favorite manga of all time. So needless to say, this was quite the spicy treat. So, talking about the story of Yu Yu Hakusho, basically the main character, Yusuke Urameshi, gets hit by a car, he dies, he becomes a ghost, and he explores some little supernatural activities for the first 2 volumes. But after that, Yusuke gets revived, he learns the powers of the ray gun, and he becomes the spirit detective, where him and his squad come in clutch and fight some demons. That storyline alone doesn't get you hyped to read Yu Yu Hakusho, then I don't know what will. But I'm gonna hold off on going further into that for now, because I can talk about just how influential Yu Yu Hakusho really is. There are an assortment of elements in Yu Yu Hakusho that clearly inspired Naruto, and really just a lot of stuff overall that was clearly, just put into Bleach, and that's not necessarily me trying to throw shade at those series or anything like that, but I do think it's cool how 2 of the most internationally popular manga of all time, Bleach and Naruto, were clearly inspired by this older manga, and I don't think a lot of people really know how influential Yu Yu Hakusho really was. So, something that I really like in Yu Yu Hakusho is the comedy. And I think that comedy in manga, just overall, is very, very hit or miss. And what I mean by that is sometimes comedy in manga, such as the comedy scene in One Piece or Magi, is really well done, but overall I think comedy in manga is just really cringy and it's never really been my type of thing. And I think that Yu Yu Hakusho is one of the few exceptions that really just hits the nail on the head. Another thing that I really like about Yu Yu Hakusho is just how dark the series can get at times. And if you've read Hunter x Hunter, you probably already have a little bit of a taste as to what I'm talking about. But for those of you who haven't, there's a very certain point in the Dark Tournament saga where things get really, really dark. And this was definitely something that I wasn't expecting, considering this is just a regular Shonen Jump series, whereas Hunter x Hunter is a Shonen Jump Advanced series, and I definitely wasn't expecting the series to go down this route, but I'm really glad it did, because, oh boy, ooh-wee, oh boy, it had some really great moments in the series. And the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of things that I liked are the characters, because man oh man, the characters are really, really good. The 4 main characters consist of one of my favorite manga squads of all time. The villains are amazing. Toguro and Sensui are easily in my top 5 manga villains of all time. And of course, the side characters are just incredible. I mean, Genkai is a fantastic character. If it weren't for her, Yusuke definitely wouldn't be as strong as he was at the end of the series, and so on and so forth. I could just make a whole nother video about the characters, and for damn good reason, okay? Because these characters alone are a good enough reason to read the series. Alrighty fellas, so next up, I'm gonna be talking about the artwork. And for those of you who don't know, Togashi has a little bit of a mixed repertoire in terms of the quality of his artwork, and Yu Yu Hakusho basically follows that. Sometimes, I would just be staring at the artwork for several minutes, and I would just be blown away based on how good it looks, and other times, it really didn't look all that great. Sometimes it looked really sloppy, and I'm not really saying that to hate on the series in any way, because I know that Togashi has a really sore back, but I feel that some of the sloppy artwork, especially towards the later part of the Black Chapter arc, really does dampen some of the great moments, and I definitely think that's something that's pretty disappointing, just because I know that Togashi really wasn't in physical condition to draw manga at that point in the series. If I'm just talking about the artwork overall though, I think it was pretty decent and I enjoyed it for the most part. So next up, I'm going to be giving my brief opinion about each portion of the series, and first off, with the beginning, I think that the start of the series was pretty decent, but it's definitely a lot slower than the rest of the series. So yeah, you really just have to be patient with the beginning. That's really all I can say about it. So after that, we get into the main meat of the series. First off with the Dark Tournament arc, which comes in clutch, and after that with the Black Chapter arc, and there's honestly not much to say here. I mean, they're both incredible, and I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. The thing I really wanted to talk about here, though, was the ending to the series, because no pun intended, the ending to the series really hit me like a truck.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Basically, this arc was going on called the Three Kings Saga, and at a certain point, right in the middle of a fight, the series just took a pause and skipped to the 5 conclusion chapters, and this was a really abrupt way to end such a great series. And I didn't even really have a problem with the actual conclusion chapters. I think that the 5 conclusion chapters were actually really solid. The main problem I had with the ending, though, is it seems as if a big chunk of the series was basically taken out, and it's hard not to see the level of potential that the Three Kings Saga had. And that honestly just really disappoints me, because this is one of my favorite manga series of all time, but I do really think that the Three Kings Saga was cut short, and this is pretty obvious because Yoshihiro Togashi actually wrote an essay about it, and I'll link that in the description below. I'd highly recommend reading it, and overall, I mean, it is what it is. So lastly, let's talk about my final verdict, because I think that this is a really solid series. A lot of people just don't really give it a chance. It's definitely in my top 10, possibly even in my top 5, and with all that being said and done, I'm gonna give Yu Yu Hakusho my overall T-Dog approved score of a spicy 9 out of 10. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I've really been trying to churn out some bangers recently, you know, quality over quantity. And if you like this video, make sure to slap that like button, that subscribe button, and drop a comment, because this fan base has just been getting crazy recently. I mean, we've been getting like 3, 4, 5 likes per video, and I mean, if that keeps up, you know, we are just gonna totally take over this platform in 2018. So I mean, let's go for it, guys. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.
Been up all night, so you don't wanna wait on me. I'm about to catch my flight, so you don't gotta wait on me. No, you don't wanna.